Hello everyone and welcome to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes lead.
And I'm Kristof, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
And we have guests joining us to share our story. Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone and welcome to episode 71 of She Rides. We're in the week after a very emotional weekend for everyone who can relate to She Rides after we saw Paula Blasi win the Amstel Gold Race. My voice just has recovered from the weekend since, let's say, this afternoon. So perfectly in time we're starting this podcast. Even though we already have that to talk about, we also have a super nice guest that's joining us today. Hi, Laura.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Super nice to have you on today. Maybe before we start, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Hi, I'm Laura Lizette Sander. I'm from Estonia. I'm 21 years old, and I'm riding for Coop Hitec Products fluid control team. Living in Spain, racing in the peloton whole year round.
Nice. Well, Kristof, I would say long time no high-tech bias here in the podcast. So it was about time we got a rider in the podcast again.
Yeah, definitely. That was long overdue. Long overdue.
Sigrid was lost, no? Sigrid is now X, but
then she was still the former name of
Okay.
Hitec Products fluid control. let's name it like that.
Well, so you mentioned you're from Estonia. So how does an Estonian girl get actually into cycling? How did you find your way to where you are today?
It was because of my dad. He used to be a skier and always in sports, just waxing skis after his sports school and stuff like this. And then he moved to Summer City, we call it, where I'm from, Pärnu. And cycling is super popular, or was super popular by that time, no? And then he always, in a weird way, he always wanted a daughter that was an athlete. He was like, he had this dream in his head. So I did gymnastics. I did skiing already when I was 3. I was on skis. I did peloton when I was a bit older. And I always cycled, but I didn't really like it. I liked the kids' races and stuff like this. Like, I was super good at it when I won, no? Like, I really liked it, but I wasn't necessarily I didn't want to train, no? It seemed like a hassle. I like gymnastics, stuff like this. So my dad motivated me that we can ride to McDonald's. So that was the only way that I would ride the bike, was to go to McDonald's. And back. No, that was the only way he could get me on the bike. And then at some point I really started to like it and like the discipline, just to go out and train. No, but I was the youngest of our group, club, team, the thing we were in. No. And it was always my own age kids weren't cycling really, and it wasn't a big thing, and still isn't a big thing. But, it's a little bit hard when your friends in school are doing something else. So then, yeah, it took me a little bit longer to get really into it. Let's say that.
Well, yeah, that's nice. So yeah, we don't really have many Estonian cyclists overall, not in the women peloton, not in the men's peloton either. So how is it to be one of the first to make it to this kind of level of racing?
Well, for me, I always had Elizabeth Ebras, who rides in Lotto. ID, who is in the same team as I am, is a bit older, so we never really were together, no? But with Elizabeth, we're both 04, and we did everything together, and we pushed each other a lot throughout like all the racing we did. We traveled to Belgium. We did Tour of Assen, Tour de Himmelfart in Denmark. And then she joined Team Rutger, which is a Danish junior team. And then I joined the year after that. So we have always been together more or less, and we almost were in the same team again in Hesse, but then that's collapsed. So yeah, I always liked having her next to me when we raced, and we're super competitive now, but it's still nice to have someone there, and it wasn't as hard, I would say, because we also had Frank Arenrakila, Rome Pajor, Frank rides in a Swedish team, I think, or the Continental. And Romet is in the Red Bull Devo. And Matthijs Michaels, EF, was a year older, but still in the same group. So, yeah, we always had a good group together. And honestly, I don't see it now when I look at the Estonian cyclists. I don't see the same kind of groups, no, like we did. Our parents were 100% in it. And of course, when you're coming from Estonia, it's not like you race in Estonia and somebody notices you, no. So our parents really put the effort in to take us everywhere, like that we could race internationally and learn to be in the peloton. Yeah. In Estonia, you can ride in front of the peloton the whole time, bro. It's like 5 riders. So really grateful for my parents also for taking me here.
Yeah, nice. Let's go back a bit to last year. Pre-recording, you did mention it wasn't like your best season, but you also started in the Vuelta, just in between everything. So yeah, tell us a bit about that and about how last season went for you.
Yeah, last season was thing after thing, no? I mean, I think sports like this, when you do professional in any sport, the years are not the same, no? Everybody has an injury year. Something goes wrong. Someone is sick the whole year. So they are never the same. There's not like you can stop after it also, huh? Like it the ones that really want it come through it. And that's the reality of the sport we're doing, but yeah, fuck, I had so many things going on that it was just a thing after a thing, and it was really hard to start coming back to the peloton because you would DNF after DNF, it's not nice to travel for a DNF, no, and then come back and you're feeling shit again and need to start again. But yeah, I had my parents visit me more often, and my boyfriend being next to me also was super helpful, even though he had also a hard year. So yeah, it was one of a kind. But starting at Vuelta was super nice. I mean, the atmosphere was nice, and being there with the team, of course, the girls helped me a bit, and just being with them is always nice. So yeah, I starting a grand tour and telling me to basically just start the first day to help the team was one of a kind experience. Let me tell you that.
Well, that's good. Then just let's go even further back to like take us back to your first race. Maybe let's do your first Estonian race, and then you can also tell us about a more international race, and you can tell us a bit about the contrast and the feeling of those.
Estonian race, first race. I think I was like maybe 7 years old.
Racing to
The kids
McDonald's
race in the
doesn't
park.
count.
Kids race in the park. But I actually don't. I remember the specific race that we had like a kids tour in my town. That I remember really specifically because I was practicing the courses so hard to get a good result because I was so skinny and so small that I necessarily didn't have any power, no? And we were riding with the boys, younger boys. But this tour was like the grand tour, you know? It was like Vuelta. It felt like Vuelta at that point of time, you know? It was like the make the result or don't at all, you know? So there was like a TT, like, you know, the Aero helmets. I don't know, maybe we didn't have Aero helmets, but you know, the mid Aero, you know, the S-Works helmet, you know, that's like, you know, a little bit can get like a gain.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
remember I had the zip wheel in front, and that gave it, you know, that second I needed. You know, it was all in the details. But I remember the time trial I was always good at. Not necessarily the prologue, but the time trial was really good. I don't know, but 10 kilometers, I think it was, you know, like normal for the kids, more or less, you know, like 6 to 10 kilometers, something like this. And by the last day, my dad, you know, it was like a big group, like there was like some different kind of races in between, like you did triathlon basically, also running with cycling shoes or something like this, you know, like in the forest, so the cleats were completely like filled with dirt, but it saved the seconds. You needed the seconds. You didn't need to change the shoes, no? Or somebody ran barefoot and then put the sandy shoes, the muddy the muddy feet into the shoes, and yeah, it was comedy basically. But I always rode at the back, so I was always crashing. Like when I was younger, like my knees were all the time bruised because I always crashed because I was sitting at the back of the group, no? And I remember this big guy crashed on top of me, or like by like 1 kilometer to go, and all crashed on top of me. And I remember I didn't break my elbow, but I had a fracture, like a small nick on it. I've never broken a bone, but I've always had like some nicks, or it doesn't fully break. It's just like you know, it needs to be in the sled for like 3 weeks, no, or something like this. But I remember that super well, how the guy crashed on me. That's the only clear memory I have of like me racing young, super young, no? It must be like 10 years old or something, 11, you know?
It sounds
Sounds like an
iconic.
epic race,
Yeah.
really.
It was a tour. It was the grand tour, you know? You had the prologue, you had the TT, you had the triathlon, and then you had triathlon in the morning, and then in the evening you had like a crit race. That was a double day, yeah? Heavy. Yeah.
Gee, luckily nobody died with this kind of program.
Yeah.
Oh, all of it needs to happen in the 4 days of good weather.
Yeah, exactly,
Cram it all up.
basically. Yeah. And it was always like the warmest week of the summer, no, always. It was always like that. It was like super warm all the time. But it's still going on, that race, for the youngsters. So it's super nice to see, because most of the races in Estonia are cancelled. You know, not enough money. Also, Tour of Estonia cancelled now, which I'm
Yeah.
super disappointed about. Like, really a race that I wanted to win this year. Went to win this year. And then I got a call. You know, I was dreaming about it that night. And then in the morning I get a call from my dad. It's cancelled. And I was, God damn it. I was just dreaming about it, you know. But yeah.
Stop dreaming, Laura. It's not a good thing. It's not good for you.
No, a girl needs a dream. Now I need to find another one to dream.
Yeah. So hey, let's shift to the athlete's mindset, Laura. When you're at your absolute limit on a climb, like probably on the Moskestraat in Brabantse the last time you went there, what's your internal dialogue that's going on in the head? Are you just like focusing on the technical power output, my cadence, just watching the numbers? Or are you the emotional one? Or do you start singing in your head or whatever it is? What goes on in your mind then?
And there's different stages to my head.
Okay.
Depends how much am I under the handlebar already. You know, you start to like go down, more down. But I remember the last time I did the Muskelstraat, the last lap, and it seemed so long. You know, it seemed like it was never ending. It was like, you know, you push less watts and then it becomes lower cadence. But normally when I feel good in that race, I actually did feel good. Now I was there until the end, basically, no? Then I just look down and just concentrate on pedaling, more or less. Like I don't want to look up. I don't want to see the end, no? I don't want to see when it ends. I just want to look down, even though maybe sometimes I should look up and really come up on the bike and fight to the top and then just see what happens. But I'm a TT rider. I need the pace. I need to just concentrate on the effort. You know, this is what I do in a TT also. Even if I'm feeling bad, I just put the head down. I don't look at the numbers. I rarely look at the numbers in the TT actually. I just concentrate on the effort more or less. But when I'm feeling shit, you know, I have a few songs in my head, or I'm thinking, why am I doing this sport? To be honest, it's so effing hard. I don't understand why I put myself through this. You know, why am I here? I do this. I get to the start line voluntarily, yeah, for suffering on a climb, you know. This is what I was mostly thinking last year on like the Spain races. I don't know, was it at Zulia or something? I don't remember which race it was, one of the Spain races. And a really funny story. First day, I was just supposed to go there and start, no, the same thing. I finished the first day actually super well, but because I was in such a shit form, I didn't recover from it, you know? So the next day I was still feeling shit. But I thought, I might be able to do it, you know? See the delusion of me training like 5 hours the week before, you know? And then the second day was like a really, really hard climb. Like, I don't remember. It was like crazy climb. And we start and it's like rolling, you know? And I'm like pushing like maybe 240 watts, something like this, like not much at all at the start of the race. And I get dropped. I already feel I'm not gonna commit. Like, I already feel shit. So I knew if I go further away, it's gonna be like horrible to come back from it. Now, what I'm gonna do, like sit in the car? No, you know? So I went to do Tone, RDS, and she knew already. No, I said on the radio, oh, yeah, it's not possible today. No, there's no way I'm finishing this. I go to the car and she already knew, no? She knew I was not feeling well and stuff like this. And then she said, yeah, but the camper has already gone to the top of the hill, so you need to ride to the top of the hill. I said, what? What do you mean? Top of the hill? You know, the hill was like, I don't know, 20 kilometers or something, like 8%. You know, it was like a crazy climb. It was like one of a kind. You go search for like to do like one time, you know, like a crazy climb. This is the climb that we did. And she's telling me the camper is on top. So okay. So I ride back, it's down the hill, and I start to climb. And you know, in the Bastogne comes like the elevation, you know, like climb starts. And I see the profile and I'm like, there's no way.
Oh, yeah,
There's
all
just
red.
no way. No, I'm pushing like 160 watts and I'm dying. There's no way I'm getting up this hill. I'm getting up this hill and they will catch me while doing the whole lap. You know, they're gonna catch me. And then obviously everyone has gone already to the top of the hill. I mean, everyone. So I see like a organization car and I'm like, please help me out. I gotta get to the top, but I'm dead, you know. And then we try to fit the bike and they have like these cones and they have boxes of the leaders' jerseys and the all the champagne or whatever at the back. is not possible. We tried, I don't know how many ways we tried it. We didn't have the Allen key also to open it. Should have asked for it. But it wasn't possible. And then I ride, and then there's like a camper van with some people watching, and I sit down with them, and they offer me water and cola and eating their candy and some fruit, because I was like, you know what? I might as well take a rest before I go another 10 kilometers or something like this. I've done 5. And then I see a little trek, or was it Jayco? Oh, it was Jayco, maybe. Something like this. And I see their car coming. The only one that I saw going up still. And I stopped him and I said, you gotta get me on top of the hill. There's no way I'm making it. And I hopped in the car, and it was a van, and the bike fit. And thank God, I thanked him the whole ride. And I said there was no way I was getting up this hill. There was no way. Like, really, one of the craziest climbs I've ever seen. And I was thinking, fuck, they need to come up with it. And I'm sitting in the car, like, thank God I'm not doing it. Thank God. And let me tell you, it was so cold up the hill also. Like, it was really altitude, I don't know what. There was no trees, no nothing. No, it was really, I was so thankful for the guy. He saved my life, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest experiences last year, I think.
But the van was waiting for you at the top after all that time. Or were they gone already?
No, they were still coming, thank God. But it didn't take long for them to come back. Didn't take long. Let me tell you that. I was really close. So, yeah. Was
Yeah,
one of a kind.
almost being lapped in Itzulia.
Crazy, really crazy. I was you got a bit like you so shit, the performance was so bad. Like I was like, I could have raced with the juniors or something, like really suck. Really one of a kind year.
Nice experience. This year Itzulia again?
Yeah, hopefully better.
Yeah.
Hopefully not like that.
Well, let's see.
Preparing
Yeah.
for it in Spain now.
Yeah.
Gotta prep for it,
Yeah, might be. Itzulia needs some prep.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily a climber, so
Mm.
gonna be one hell of a week. Or yeah, with Navarra also, there's Navarra, and then they in
Burgos?
between, and then Burgos the week after, or like 3 days after.
Yeah.
Itzulia.
Always so sad if the non-climbers
Yeah.
types are then put on the Spanish races. It's always
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Sometimes when you
Yeah.
see the lineup for Hitec Products fluid control, and you see like they're like getting thin in the team, and like the Spanish block comes on, and then you see the sprinters getting called up for Itzulia or something. It's like, ooh, why?
But I've been going so well that they really believe in me. So like maybe I'm coming delusional a bit also. Maybe I can do it, well. But of course I'm hoping that, I'm doing maybe something well there, and I'm also on contract here, no. So it's not the best that I'm going there, but at the same time, if you can climb, maybe make like, always finish these races. Now in Spain, it's not like in Belgium, you drop 3 minutes and they take you out. No, they more or less always let you finish. So I'm not really worried about it. So
We will be thinking of you when in Spain they're going up a 10-kilometer climb.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have a lot of discussions with myself on the climbs. Probably a lot.
Some crazy songs playing, some Laura faces between her spokes of her front wheel. But hey, you'll get there, and you get the cheers after this episode of the podcast. So come on.
Yeah, not in Spain though. Unless someone wants to sponsor me, I'll say it again. Like, I'll happily go to Spain if
this is a
someone
warm
pays.
request for all our listeners with a lot of money. Saar wants to go to Spain. Come on, do it. Drop us a DM.
But Schellebella she will get the cheers in Schellebella. So if that's a compromise.
Schellebella. I need to top the 7th place now. I gotta get.
Good. We have high expectations now.
Yeah. I don't know which teams are starting, but a little track is already on there. So
Doesn't matter. Hitec Products has Laura Lizette Sander at the start. So
I mean, Borsele is gonna be lot of club teams, huh? I already looked at the start list. It's gonna be super hectic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So hey Laura, like last year you transferred from the AG Insurance team to the Hess team, but that was not 100% what it should have been. Let's say it that way. And then you go to Coop Hitec Products back then. So moving between all those teams, what's the hardest part about learning a new team's tactical language each season, or even twice in a season like last year?
I mean, I never met anyone from Hesse.
Oh, you even didn't?
I didn't even see the people that I was supposed to be a teammate with, you know?
All right.
So, I mean, we had a few meetings and stuff like this, but honestly, it was fine. I get the struggle of small teams overall. Like, it was fine until it wasn't fine, no? Like, you can delay the things, I get it. But if it comes to like lying already about when things are gonna be done, or stuff like this, because we also had a manager change. Like I don't even remember the names here. I'm really bad with names, like super bad. So I'm like, yeah. But we had the Hess manager, then he left. Then we got a new one, and then we had like this meeting with him. He explained the situation, talking about people that I never met or didn't even know that existed in the team or like in the staff. And I was like, okay. And then he left, and then the old manager came back, and then my agent said, okay, Coop wants you. No, Hitec wants you. I said, yeah, off we go. And I was the first one to leave the team in Hess, and then the carousel started spinning. No, then a lot more left by that time. So after me, I think it was super fast people leaving. So yeah, for me, it wasn't necessarily that. Of course, the small teams always have to struggle at this point of time. No, like the sponsors are hard to get now. We don't get the World Tour races. So I understand it, but yeah, I think honesty is the best policy at the end of the day. So if you're lying, then sorry, guts to go.
Yeah, cycling is full of broken promises, that's for sure. Every team on every level does that. But once it becomes like there's no way back anymore, I mean, inform your riders and let them free and set them free, because it's at the end of the day, you have to gain money from this. I mean, yeah, I mean, you need food. Basically, that's it. It's your work at the end of the day, so they shouldn't play with that too much. Yeah.
I know, like Liv Wenzel is a good friend of mine, Luxembourg rider. That was in the team till the end, and she got asked to return the bike like 2 months ago or something like this randomly. Sorry, but what? For a year there was no talk about it, and I don't know. It was all over the place. So
Yeah, it's a difficult thing in 2026, the Conti scene. Not easy. And how much of your training are you like a geek? Laura, you're a time trialist, so maybe a little bit at least. Maybe not Victor Kampenaerts level geek, but maybe a little bit. I mean, do you look at your own data? Do you analyze your own trainings, or do you just prefer to leave the numbers to the coaches so you can just race by feel?
time trial is like, yes, I'm a geek at that. Like TT's like I need to write everything down, and I have like a notebook where I have all the stats from all the last year's time trials and stuff like this. How the course was, how I was feeling, what were the average watts, what was the speed and stuff like this. That I analyze. I like it for my own, because it's you against you, no? Like it's a different. You can't really look at like Moeskroen last year where I DNF'd, didn't even finish the race, and then look at this year. It's not the same. So the peloton is different. Riders are different. So time trial, yes, I am. But not necessarily numbers, just by feeling also. Like I'm not really. I like to pace it. I'm a full pacer, so like really good example, Youth Olympic Games in Baku 2019, I think, something like this. There was a time trial, 10 kilometers, of course. Yeah, you're not necessarily junior by then. I don't know what the age is, but the first part was like back and forth 6 kilometers, if I'm correct. And then there was a time point, and then 2 kilometers up the hill, and then 2 kilometers back. At the time point of the first 6 kilometers, I was 8th, I believe, something like this. Not in the medals at all, like not at all. And by the last 4 kilometers, I was 3rd. So I don't start fast. Like I know my dad always told me, like, start fast, and then keep it. But I always got myself to push 100% without it. When I was younger, after every race, I threw up because I pushed myself to 101%. Like I always threw up after every cyclocross race, after everything I did. Like I always pushed myself 101%. So I never had a problem with that. But training wise, I would say I'm more of going by feeling. Of course, I still track my sleep with the Oura ring. If I wake up tired and I eat breakfast and I still feel tired and I have like 5 hours in the plan, yeah, sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
Yeah.
it. Not gonna be quality training if I feel already tired. And if I feel a little bit of a cough, let's say now I felt last week after travel I was coughing, I canceled the training straight away.
Mm.
And if I feel good, I do more. It goes like that. So I have a really good communication with my trainer. He's been my trainer since the beginning. So all the time already, he knows me super well. And I wasn't a training type, in juniors. I relied really on my talent. So yeah, all the results I got first year as a junior or even second year was a little bit less because I crashed in Borselen. But I basically did nothing. I was just out on the bike and just riding, whatever I could after school. But I was doing it because it was training. It wasn't for me that I necessarily found like, oh my God, I'm out in the bike, I'm in the nature, It wasn't like that for me. I was a little bit different. But now I really, really enjoy it. Like this year especially because I feel so good on the bike. You feel good in the training. You like to push yourself. But it's, it goes down super fast if, let's say, I don't know, something happens, is the sport always can something happen, no? And you don't feel that good feeling anymore on the bike. And then you just have to do it. You just have to get it done. That's the difference, where you need to realize when you need to push yourself and when to not, when it just needs to be done and when it's just not necessary. So I think I'm pretty good with it, I would say, with just taking a time off if I need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So talking about taking time off, Laura, who are you when you're not riding a bike?
Oh,
What do you do on a full rest day, for example?
I think when you would have asked me that a year ago, I would have been a completely different person. I have really developed a lot past the past year as a person, and I found enjoyment in cycling, of course, but I've also started doing other things. So on the table, I don't know how to explain it. I have like this sticky pad that you put like a little small how do you call them?
Those diamonds, is it that?
Diamonds, yeah. The diamond base is super big.
My kids have it too.
I have like this huge one. and I do that. And then I sit behind the chair until my back starts to hurt for like 3-4 hours without even me realizing it. And then I also paint. I've started to do painting now more. So I paint flowers, or yesterday I had a rest day. Yesterday I sat on the balcony, painted for 3 hours in the sun, and then tanned for another hour, and I was chilling, and then I come back, I eat, I watch some series. Yesterday I stretched also, did some core, and then the day is basically done. Sometimes I go on a walk, I do the groceries, plan out the meals for the next days. So because, you travel and then I kind of want to calculate, I don't want to waste the food. So I kind of calculate the meals, what you can do with the stuff that you buy. Because then you need to travel, and yeah, of course, okay, you come back 2 days later, but yeah, with like meat and stuff, you don't want to overbuy it. So then I do that, So it's a little nice life in Spain.
Glamorous life of a pro cyclist.
Yeah, it's actually on vacation every day,
Yeah. That's what the youngsters think, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So from your off day to like a little bit of our guests are. Let's zero in a little bit on the actual racing that happened with Brabantse
Yeah.
Pijl, Amstel recap. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 2 different feelings for each race, but let's just start with the first one. Super nice to see Connie at the start. So that was super nice. Also brought my sign, of course, for her. Saw some others as well. Again, Mickey Doc's cookie delivery. So we're back on the streak. We missed some months, but now we're back at it. Well, I saw Paula and other riders, which was nice. The start was nice. Then yeah, the finale. It was a hard race because like the first time the peloton got to the Asbocht, like I would say like at least 75% of all country riders were already out of the race. So it was full pace from the beginning on already. And well, then we had the finale. I think with some weird SD Works tactics.
Yes, they're back.
I've seen so much improvement this season, and after Sanremo, I was like, let's go. We're on a roll from now on, and then Brabantse was so painful. Yeah, you really didn't want to talk too much to me after the race because I was really not amused. Already from the Lotto Kopecky perspective, I was not amused, and then just it was just you couldn't understand it really. So then Van der Breggen was clearly in a good shape. So then you attack, then you go to the front, you keep on riding, you do drop was it Dijkstra or was it someone else? I think it was Dijkstra. I think it was her. But Luus Aardigist manages to follow, but you still keep riding. You still keep doing that. And then you get to the last, what is it, like 2 kilometers? And then all of a sudden the gap is getting small. And then all of a sudden, you know what? No. So in some sort of thing, you think like, yeah, they do have a point because obviously they saw at Binda that Van der Breggen sprint is just not the one that will win them races. But then you also don't need to pace till like 2K from the line, go full out, and then say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, just let's leave it. I was like, what is this? But then, yeah, of course, I was thinking, well, maybe you can see a sprint with Lotte. I don't mind. But then I love Misha. I have talked to her for about an hour, so it's not about her. But why? I know SD Works has been for a while, they had the 3 best riders in the entire world. And at that point, you can choose which rider are we going for. But we're kind of in a different sort of situation now in women's cycling where every team is very good and has some very strong contenders. So then I think it's just the logical way that you choose for the one that has the best chances. So then it's odd for me that you don't choose to go for your fast sprinter pre-race, not just like in the race where you decide one of us is feeling better. No, pre-race, you decide it's gonna be like this, no matter the situation. And yeah, then it's painful when you lose the race in a millimeter sprint. So then every decision that has been made, I was like, what? Think the atmosphere also wasn't that good. So yeah, a lot of question marks. Also, question mark still. Persico was super good because she was like in an early like break with kind of a lot of good riders. I think 13 riders were in there. She wasn't there. Then they got called back. Then Persico also tried to follow, try to catch up with Van der Breggen. She didn't make it, but she also kept going. So it had like Chas Patat written over it, like all over, but she still kept going. Then she got called back, and then she still ended up third. So yeah, UE they did good on Amstel, so we won't say too much about it, but also some questionable, like, it would have been, at one point, it would have been better that they would have said, okay, you're not gonna get there. Maybe you just keep the legs still, and then we try to get to it as a team in front. Also, that was also a bit weird. One who did ride a very good and smart race was Ashley Moolman with fourth. Good to see that. Didn't expect it, but super cool to see she's still up there and how. And of course, the winner, Celia Giry. Very cool, young talents, super cool. And yeah, I think if you can take your win at the Brabantse Pijl before Bredewald, then you can be super excited. And she was, I think, most excited rider on the podium for sure.
Yeah, she's strong. She's coming, Celia Giry. That's nice. 20 years old, even younger than Laura.
Yeah,
Well, different type. That's for sure.
also, but even at the flat races, it's not that I'm winning them or doing a podium yet. So
yeah. Do you have any additional takeaways or things that we should know from Brabantse, Laura, that you want to share with us?
oh, hectic race, hectic group. Obviously I didn't see when the race super fully started. No, I didn't see the break go also. No, like I was focusing on surviving myself, you know. So I don't necessarily see everything when you're racing yourself, especially when you're not in the top favorites of, you know, just obviously it's not easy for them also, but you're not going backwards on the climbs that you don't see what's going on at the front or who attacks, you know. So yeah, I didn't actually rewatch the race. Because with the traveling and everything, I see a few clips and stuff like this, but I saw SD Works pull the moves. You know, what they did was questionable, but
yeah.
you know, SD Works. So sometimes it is like that.
Yeah, it's cool that they're back in the game with their tactics. Love it. I missed it. I was like, come on.
Please don't do it while Lotte's around. Like my frustration, like can't handle it. Like luckily Connie was there because now I like the frustration. Just like it had like a pause for 30 minutes, and then I saw someone I know from Blue Sky. She was there also to watch the race, and I just had like an hour rant about how I did not agree with this. So maybe just for my peace of mind, would be nice if we don't do this too often, or like at least try to limit it to races where Lotte is racing. That's also acceptable for me.
No, I missed it, Saar. I mean, I was even convinced. I was even admitting that they were riding technically strong this season. So I'm very happy that they're back at base, back at square one. Good.
Well,
makes it more fun.
let's just maybe talk about the race that really did it this weekend. Also some questionable tactics again, but who minds? Doesn't matter. Was nice
Only
to
the winner
see.
that counts in this one.
Like pre-race, it was like so funny. So Paula was there, and I was like, are you ready for today? And she was like, yeah, no, I was actually not supposed to be here, but let's go for it, I guess. And I was like, but I'm so happy you're here. Lotte isn't racing, so I need some people to cheer for today. And then she said, like, very important words to keep in mind. Today I'm gonna be like Lotte Kopecky for you. So yeah, she did kind of do that, I have to say.
Yeah.
She had the legs and she took the win. But yeah, Amstel is quite a nice race to go to. Apart from like the start presentation is like criminal early. Like
Yeah.
we were
Last
there
year
at
I
8:15. And we were glamping, so we needed to clean up everything. So like at 6:30, like the alarm went, and then you
Oh.
were like, oh. And my family was also sort of pissed that we were going to it because why are you making up what? why are we waking up so early for this? But then I was like, yeah, no, I promised some people I will be there. Please just do it. In the end, it was nice. But then we went to the Kouwberg. Kouwberg is always nice. But like I was like, I'm gonna go easy on the body, like chronic illness and all of these races. Like it has gotten to me. Lotte isn't racing. I'm just gonna stay here. And then I see like this attack of Paula, and I'm like, she just passed me. And then my mom looked at me and she was like, yeah, we gotta go to the finish, right? So that was like, apart from like all the emotion, was like a hell of a day for me because my body did not like that very much. But like already like the feeling I had when she went away. So first there was Finke and then she dropped her. And then I don't know what it was. I had such a good feeling about it. Already goosebumps all over the body while going to the finish. And then she did it. Yeah. If you heard the support videos I made, the support was also quite loud, I would say. Some tears slipped as well. So yeah, it was a great race. If you then look at the tactics again, yeah, you could question why, if Vink is dropped and clearly isn't coming back to Blasi, why you don't start doing anything. But on the other way, you look at the results, and then you're not really seeing who would have won in another scenario. If they got them back. But just in general, like I think the favorite just waited too long. They just let her go too far.
Again.
Still, Vollering also mentioned that like we didn't have much coverage, so FDG made the race like very hard from the beginning on. That was clear. If you were like the first time Kouwberg, we already had Koch in the front with Vollering in her wheel. So it was really a hard race on, but that they also like killed themselves in some sort of way because in the deep finale, she just had Bertha with her. And then the gap became too big and no one was like, they were there with like 5 little track riders, which was also weird. And they were like, you know what? Nah, let's just let's just not do this. So they were there. Before like the eventual attack, when they attacked a lot, but then when the attack was away, they were like, let's not react. Like, let's not help the others are basically only following to get back. So yeah, then it was decided that they wouldn't return. I wasn't mad about it. The bravest one and with someone with quite strong legs as well took the win, so that was nice. Then we did saw like a final attack of Nieuwedoma and Vollering on the last Kouwberg. Nieuwedoma looks very good. I was excited to see how good she looked for the upcoming Ardennes. So that was
She
something that
should.
excited
This
me.
is her week. So
Yeah, the tag looks still strong, and then she like beat Demi for second, although Demi was like, I don't really care about the second place. It's winning or nothing. But I was like, anyways, second, it's cool. So yeah, that was the race. Yeah, beautiful
Sarah got a
winner.
question.
Yeah.
Do we know why Anna van der Breggen got 15 UCI points deducted? And did she receive a yellow card?
In Brabantse she did. She
Ah.
did like
And
the,
also in
the puppy
Amstel.
pass
Yeah,
over.
in Amstel she got
Also
deducted
in Amstel,
points.
both
Yeah, and in
times.
Brabantse she got a yellow card.
In Amstel as well.
Yeah.
And in Amstel,
Badass.
no yellow card then.
No, I don't think it was a yellow card then, because I remember the yellow card, but that should have been Brabantse, but she got deducted UCI points as well.
Can we find what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just saw it on Pro Cycling Stats that she got deducted 15 points again. So.
I just looked at the results on the day of the race when it finished, and I looked again. What did you do again? You know, what happened?
Yeah.
But I'm
Let me
guessing
see.
it was something else. Logically thinking, I think it was something else.
Yeah, littering outside the feed zone or something
Yeah, something
stupid
like this,
that. That
yeah.
you think like, really?
Yeah.
That's like
Probably.
committing suicide for Team Hitec Products, losing 15 points for littering in the wrong zone. But for SD Work, it's like whatever, just throw it away.
Yeah. I can confirm.
Yeah,
Let me
I
see
can
if I
imagine.
can find-
Imagine the message already in the group when you girls would do that. It got deducted 15 UCI points. It's like oof, not a good day at the office.
We have it every meeting.
Yeah, it was a bottle. So it was
Yeah.
Anna van der Breggen gets a fine and minus 15 UCI points for disposing a bottle outside designated zones, and the bottle bounced back into the peloton. So that's why.
This is a classic move. It happens every race. This is classic. People throwing. I've seen some crazy throws, huh? Like people just go full gas into like a fence or like what do you call it? Sidewalk path. You know, the little. And then it hits that corner or something, and then it goes flying into the group again. Like I've seen it. Huh? I've seen it multiple times of the bottle throwing into the peloton. Yeah, it's a classic move.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, crazy stuff. Badass van der Breggen. Guys, after all those
Yeah.
years, whew, she's
Yeah.
well.
So yeah, Van der Breggen, she got 9th in the end. So then there's just the question if As He Works really did some weird tactics here again, or if they just felt like they couldn't do much better than hoping Vinke would stay in front, which also was a bit delusional if you saw the gap coming back. I heard like the boss of As He Works at the team boss, and he was like, yeah, this race also wasn't it. So that but that was the analysis.
Thumbs it up.
Yeah, sums it really up. Yeah, well, not today.
Exciting result for Sarah van Dam as well on 7. That was a nice result. And Nadia Gontova said it here. Letitia Paternoster is in a good climbing shape, and she proved it for the Amstel. That's crazy. Like, the distance on Demi and Gazia wasn't too big, so that's also for her a really nice race. Ruek is 5th, Swinkels 6th, Marcus 8th, Van der Breggen 9th, and Pieterse 10th. I read something interesting today, a quote of Pieterse who said, like, I'm on the same level of last year, but the level in the peloton just increased so much. It's hard to win races this season. So I think that's also just interesting to hear from someone like Pieterse, who last year won Flash, to just say like, yeah, I'm on a good shape, but I'm just not able to really get the results I wanted to because the level is so much higher. So yeah.
Yeah, the nine women before her are not pancakes like we say in Flanders. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to do some she writes apart from Paula Blasi, of course, star of the show? Some she writes. Shout out. Misha got 14th, so yeah, they didn't have to write for her as well. Then we had Sigrid. She was 26, but it was like kind of a shit day for UNOX. Like a big part of their squad crashed and had bad luck and stuff. But Sigrid was really going strong. Like she was in the background, but like she was still flying. She went quite fast, so at least that's something nice.
And she has a type of climbing that you can pick her out from the whole peloton.
Yeah.
It's
That's so cool. Then
Yeah.
in the group behind them, there, Periquitko and Lotte Klaas were there. I'm struggling to recognize Lotte Klaas in the Phoenix kit. I still need to.
Yeah.
It's not working. Always realized too late. She's in the Phoenix kit now, but we have one more chance in Liège. Then Esme Peperkamp was 55th, and then I'm thinking who was participating. Katie Scott. Yeah, we didn't tell about her. She was with us during the TOB talks. At that time, racing for O'Shea. Then she did a step back, but she had some great results over in Britain. And then Das said, we want you to join our team. And in 7 days, just like that, she was racing a World Tour race. So quite crazy experience, I would say. So yeah, I think that was it about Amstel.
Yeah, we just remembered the winner. Crazy Paula from Spain. The best.
Yeah.
Oh, what a jam.
Yeah, I was
That's
like yesterday I was somewhere in a cycling museum and people were asking me, yeah, what happened at the race this weekend? Was an important weekend, no? And I was just explaining about the race and I sat there with like teary eyes, trying not to completely cry, and I was like, oh god, the stereotype is here again. But no, it was so nice to see. Like she's such a nice and bubbly person. She works so hard. So good to see she already could do it, because lots of bright things on the horizon, I think, but super nice for her that already right now she could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Mhm. Let's go back to our guest, Laura. As women's cycling grows, what specific change are you most excited to see in the next 3 to 5 years?
Maybe the level that it becomes more even in the pro peloton, I would say. I think that is the most biggest thing at this point of time. Like if you look at some races, you see the lineup, and there's the Conti, and then there's the World Tour, and every 1.1 is different. Midwest, where I was 5th, there's basically no one, but it's still 1.1. You still got a result in 1.1. And Moskroen is 1.1, but a completely different set of teams, I think it would be nice to see it level out. And Borsele next week. Spain national team, AG Devo, Wolke Wessel, us, and then ton of club teams. Club teams. 0.1 race, like the level can be so different between these races. And it would be nice to maybe have more riders come and get it more popular, like they are trying to do, no? But I mean, I'm still showing Amstel for 1 hour, yeah. I don't know if that is what is gonna help,
Yeah,
but
no. And
or
it's the
making
same
the
story
races
for
extra
other
long,
races.
making the race same as men. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna be the same as men's then. You're gonna sit in the group for the start of the race and then start racing. But if it's like now, it was Brabantse, 125 kilometers from the start, bam, from the start it starts, like also Amstel, like you said, from the start. It makes it so much more fun to watch women's racing then. But the level is not there to make it, of course in the men's also, they're not sitting in the group anymore at the start of the race, but it's because the level is also grown. Tadej Pogacar, yeah, allez, he goes and he's gone, know. But the same thing, like now they start racing from the start, also because it becomes so interesting overall who's gonna win. Everybody wants to test their limits, because Tadej Pogacar kind of made that step, I think, doing with the early breakaway and just be gone, But in the women's, I think if you bring it now to make it longer, yeah, sorry, we're gonna sit in the peloton and pee and then maybe at some point start racing, you know? So I don't think that also works.
Mhm.
But I mean, also in Estonia, sometimes I think like I look who's coming and what are the cyclists and girls, mostly girls looking at who's coming, and it's a little bit sad to see that the interest is so low. Of course, it's Estonia also. It's not like that we have every year like a few riders coming to the pro peloton, no, but you still want to see the interest, but it's hard because yeah, I mean, it's not like a known sport, I think, in the small countries, no? More or less
Mhm.
Belgium, of course. Your grandfather was cycling, your great-great-grandfather did Roubaix, like they have it in their blood already. They already live it. They watch cycling when they're 1 year old, looking at the TV, watch a cartoon. No, watch Roubaix, learn the tactics, read the race. So it's completely, yeah, different in that point, like with the smaller countries. But yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
let's.
want to add something more about the crowds this weekend. The crowds were like, even if the start was early, the crowds were there already for the women. The women are also before, like on the Kava, the crowds were basically already the same before the men's race. And I'm just gonna repeat it. I really think that Flanders is still a bit behind on that. We always say like Flanders, like Belgium, country of cycling. But I feel like if you go to, for example, the Tour, or if you go to the Amstel, the difference is very big. Like I don't see the crowds that we see at Amstel. I have never seen it on a Flemish race ever. I don't know.
They did Amstel last year.
Yeah.
At I was dropped pretty early, and then I hit this. I don't know the Amstel Gold climbs, to be honest. Like the bearings all seemed the same to me, to be like if we say okay, now I know a little bit more, but still it's kind of like I don't necessarily know what you're talking about, which climb it is. It's just a climb. It's either couples or super steep, and it's called a berg. That's it. That's my knowledge of it. But I was going up the steeper one, and then there were some people there, and then it, there were still people there. Even though there was, I think, between the men's, I think it must have been loads of time. It was like at the start of the race somewhere, in the fields. It wasn't on the laps. So they were still there. And mind you, I was maybe one of the last riders. And it was nice. And I rode to the buses. No, I saw the crowds. It is correct. Like I also saw more. If you now say it, I don't necessarily maybe focus on it if I'm racing or even if I'm feeling shit. At that point of time, I felt super shit coming into the finish. But I do remember the crowds were really good, even though I wasn't really necessarily focused on it now. But yeah.
Let's take you back to Estonia a little bit, Laura. You're of course one of the riders that the younger girls look up to. So if an Estonian girl messages you one day and she says she has no local club or no support, what's the very first step you tell her to take?
Normally, if a rider comes to me, I've had a few come to me, then I always try to help. I know Elizabeth does the same thing. Um, like if they are becoming a junior, um, we have really good relationship with Rutger's boss. So we would always, say a good word or send the CVs or whatever. And I mean, no one has really made it to the point of pro peloton. Not even a chance at this point of time. Um, so I haven't had that experience. But when juniors come and stuff, and obviously when I'm in Estonia, I think last year I was altogether 2 weeks altogether throughout the year. Like really, I don't stay there a lot. Then it's always nice to go back and see the youngsters race and who is there, and also look at the races and how they're doing. Um, and I always try to talk with the youngsters also. Like just of course in the juniors, men, I think it's becoming like a really, really early, like a switcheroo, you know, that you need to start training in junior, like you need to do results. There's no other, you need to do them to get into a Devo team, and then you get signed to World Tour already. Yeah, I wouldn't have known what to do if I look back at it. I wouldn't have known. Like I know so much more by it now, but at that time, yeah, eat this. Okay, I eat. You know why? I don't ask. No, because you just eat. They're telling you to do this, do that. Like I can't really imagine it, to be honest. And in the women's last year or the year before, there were a lot of signings from juniors to World Tour. A lot. And I don't think it's like they try to do it the same as men's, but sorry, but I don't see none of those riders develop the correct way. Like it's super, super hard mentally. If you're Cat Ferguson, okay, I get it.
But still,
But how many Cat Ferguson? Yeah, Cat Ferguson still had like, but I mean, she was, already. She came in. She already did good results when she came straight away into the peloton. But 75%, even more, are not doing that. It's not that you're racing juniors and you come in and whoa, you're gonna start going at it, Like my dad motivated me last year that when I finished the race, when he tried to motivate me with positivity, then he would say, it's not gonna get faster, necessarily. The top kind of stays the same, It's like you just need to develop to it, but it doesn't necessarily get that much faster. Of course, yeah, it has become faster now. I also look at the races. Stroon has been fastest over the years now. This one, and Sheldon is also the same thing. But you're still racing with the same girls. Still, you see the same faces and stuff like this. So yeah, I is it my computer that's pinging so much, or is it something else?
I don't know. I hear it too. Oh, okay.
It got
think
super
it-
loud for a second.
Uh,
I think it will filter out. Hopefully.
yeah. Yeah. So hey Laura, and then the other aspect, you're very present on your social media life. But how do you find the balance between sharing your life on social media and keeping your private self like really private, which is important today, I think, and which is not so easy, especially for the younger people. Like it all flows a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think like also Hitec has now maybe a little bit more realized that even though we're cyclists, even though we just want to race our bikes, we just want to race our bikes. The social media carries so much at this point of time, like so much, especially with having a hard time with the sponsors. That in a way it comes part of the job also, you got to do it, is but I don't know, I always just post about cycling, to be honest, more or less. Like I don't like I'm also open to it, to share things. I'm not really like, I don't think that I'm not scared of being out there, let's say that. I always
Yeah.
like to talk with people and say like same thing is to me, I also struggle or something like this, if somebody texts me and I don't know, ask for some type of advice on the bike or off the bike, I am always open to giving honest advice. And I don't know, I never keep it necessarily super private. I wouldn't say I'm like crazy private person. I don't really care, I would say. because we're at the end of the day, we're all people. We all mostly do the same things. We all have embarrassing moments. We all have bad results. It doesn't make us a bad person if you have bad results in cycling or, whatever. If my whole social media is cycling and it doesn't go well, it doesn't necessarily make me something else,
Mhm.
Still people. Just live once on the earth and float around and basically, just try to get 100% of it. So, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you go to the store, you stick diamonds on a paper. I mean, that's also stuff you do.
Yeah, I don't really, yeah. For me, it's, of course, sometimes there are moments where social media becomes like, here in Calpe, and in December when everyone is here, it is a little bit, can be, it's like you can hear your name multiple times and it can be a little bit uncomfortable. But at the same time, I'm doing my job and I can also block it out completely. So,
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's indeed an important part. I mean, people just think like they can reach out to you anyway, anytime, and anywhere they want. But I think it's really important just to like, hey, I am Laura the cyclist, but I also have like a life besides that. And I mean, I want to stay Laura outside of cycling as well, and not everybody has a business with that. So I think that's
yeah.
important as well. That's like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, I always been like keeping a close friend group and always like um just my mom is my best friend. I think that says a lot, like my
Oh.
mom is my best friend. Like really, she has known everything about my life since I was 16. So I've never like lied to her really, like always been honest with her and she's honest with me, and it doesn't feel like she's necessarily my mom all the time.
Mhm.
So it's a really great person to have in my life. And I also have my best friend from Estonia, and she doesn't see me, and we're still going strong. It's like a long distance relationship. So yeah, always had a small group of people around me, and it's nice to have when you're cycling because you travel, you have your teammates. What you're going out for a social life, not necessarily, no, like training, eat, So yeah, I think finding ways to be happy also outside of cycling is the most important. Finding things outside of cycling, whatever you like to do. It can be so small. It can be run, can be walk in the park, go to the beach, touch water. I don't know, like something that makes you happy.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, completely understandable. So, Lara, looking at the environment we race in, are there ways you think professional cycling could become more sustainable?
I mean, yeah, getting teams the electric cars. I don't know, like I mean picking I think I don't see the feed zone, you know what I mean? Like when you're racing you don't necessarily see what's going on in the feed zone, but I know myself I throw the garbage when I need to throw it. Even I mostly don't actually. I just keep it in the jacket or like in the pockets because sometimes it goes so fast the trash zones that I'm actually it doesn't feel right to throw it on the ground or like I don't know. I just don't like. It's okay for me to take it with me. It's not that I have it like completely packed and it weighs like kilos.
Yeah.
I I'm happy to take it with me all the time. So
Yeah.
otherwise in the feedings, I don't know. I hope everyone is like the seniors are picking up all the bottles and or giving them away and stuff like this. I mean, from what I see, all the bottles will be picked up because the fans are really like the bidons and stuff. Like the bidons are like the ultimate prize. So I'm not really concerned about the bidons, but I'm guessing like, yeah, getting electric cars for the teams. in Rwanda, I think everyone had electric cars from the
Yeah,
organization, if I'm correct. I don't know. I can't actually say I don't know. I'm not sure.
UNOX
But
is now driving electrical. Is that correct? What I'm saying? I
it's also EF.
think, or is
I
it
think
TF?
EF
Yeah.
also, no? I mean, that would be the most, I think. I don't know if I think the motorcycles already, some of them are electric now. I've seen
Oh,
something.
yeah. There's so many. So.
Yeah. But at the same time, what I saw in Rwanda,
Yeah.
we can do whatever we want here, but the other side has it covered. The other side, it's bad. It is bad. You're breathing it in. You can
Oh,
all the trucks from Europe that say, yeah, we can't use them anymore, get them crushed. Nope, they go to
yeah. They go.
Africa.
They
They
yeah.
go. I saw in Rwanda going up the hill trucks that probably have like 400,000 kilometers or something like this that they don't even have the power anymore to go up the hills.
Oh,
So they just go 5 kilometers per hour, and the smoke, you're breathing it in, is really bad. Like, actually, I remember it, in Estonia, I remember it as a kid. Like, the old cars, like I remember it specifically, the smell of it. And
yeah.
that's the first time I remembered it in Rwanda that I recall, oh, whoa, that was what I smelled most of the time when I was younger, like really. So yeah, I guess, I don't know, the rappers and the buses. I mean, we take super good care of it. I'm guessing also most of the teams do, like putting the trash and I don't know about the wrappers of the rice cakes and stuff like this. I'm not really sure. Like, of course, they're not really recyclable, I think, but yeah, it could be saving from that also. But I think the cars would be the most effective, and the motorcycles, because there is a lot of them. In Moskroen, they gave a start. It was delayed by 10 minutes, and they suddenly, the commissaire went like this, and I thought, 5 minutes, and then he starts counting it down like this, no? And
Okay.
then we realized, okay, it's time to go, But don't tell the motorcycles up front. No need, no. So we start full gas, like always in Moskroen, and all the motorcycles from the race are in front of us. The neutral car turns into the group. The car that starts in front of the race is in front of us. So it was basically a hard neutral start. Like, I was riding maybe 300 watts, 350. That was like a hard neutral start, basically. The car was still in front of us. We were still going full gas. It was, and we could see all the motorcycles. It was like a swim, you can take a swim in the motorcycles. It was so many of them, like really a lot. It was crazy. So
Well, okay, let's maybe do some hypothetical questions to give some sort of a different dimension to this podcast. So maybe one to think about, if you could go back to any decade, or maybe like even a specific race in the history of cycling, which one would you choose?
I saw the question on the paper, and I was thinking about it. And you know what? I have no idea. Because, when I was younger, I didn't watch cycling. It wasn't like it was on the TV. Like, Belgium and Netherlands have the programs when they show cycling. In Estonia, you have Russian cartoons, like, you don't have necessarily like cycling, Of course, you have sports, but you have rally. Rally is a big thing in Estonia. So I actually don't know any race situations that I remember of watching on TV. Like, I know at some point my dad told me, like, oh, you should watch some cycling races, you can learn from it, And I did start watching, but I don't remember watching them at the same time. So I just learned it myself, all of it, all the tactics, and I like how I ride in the group is I learned it myself, basically, through my dad, and also then watching elite races also when I was a junior. Okay, but I don't know the answer to that. I wouldn't know where I would want to go or be, because I mean the developing of the cycling has become so big, of the women's cycling, that I don't know if I would want to go back, also. So it's so much more different. Like we had Grete Dreyer, our old Estonian cyclist, that paved our way. I prepared for the question, the first one that was in the list, because I just had to remember what her results were and stuff like this. And she already said it was so different, that like I always see what she says, and she's cheering on us and stuff like this. So yeah, or sort of cheering on us, and looks what we are doing and how we are doing. So yeah, I wouldn't go back, and I don't have any necessary races that I remember. So
Yeah. Well, still a good answer, I think.
She
So
thought about it.
yeah, that's for sure. Well, completely different one. If you were the president of the UCI for one day, and you can just make, like, you can change any rule or make one up, like totally wild card, what would it be?
UCI. I would
Maybe
allow
you don't want to
everything.
be involved.
I would allow everything. I would cancel all the rules. No, I'm kidding. Handlebars, I would cancel. Cancel the handlebar rule. Cancel, I think that was the most crazy rule when it came out. Really, what the hell? Like, oh yeah, let's make everything even. Nothing about women's
No, don't
bodies
think
at
about it.
all. Or literally no thought process behind it. None. It's crazy, really fascinating for me. How is that possible? Even, I don't want to know who allowed it. All the 50-year-old men in the UCI, like, hands up. I would cancel.
It was probably like, yeah, before lunch we need to make a rule. What do you think about something with handlebars? So, why not? Put it on paper, then we can go
Or
and get lunch. I mean,
actually, that they tried to do the gearing also, no? But SRAM won the case, or I know briefly of it. Something happened, but I know that they wanted to do something also extra with the gears.
yeah, I think they were
But
at least considering it. Yeah.
but the road furniture is still all over the place. Sorry, but where was this race? Where was it? There was like the, how do you call it? Wait, I gotta Google it. Wait. Construction. The little beton, and then you have the little like not a square, but what is it called in English? Like
Yeah, it's called
with the
pig's ears, I
stripes.
think. Yeah.
It's like construction, you can't, like, this is the line, like, you
Oh yeah.
can't like put on like potholes or something, it's like a big. So it was just in the race, and no one
Yeah,
saw
what
who
race
crashed
was
into
it?
it.
Yeah.
I saw a video of it.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then UCI is thinking about handlebars and gearing. Sorry, what the fuck is that? There was a really crazy in the middle of the peloton. There was just like no one saw it.
Yeah, true. It was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
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 But I don't remember which race it was.
Yeah, me neither.
One
Yeah,
of the classics.
yeah,
Was
it
it
was.
Flanders?
Yeah, maybe could have been.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I knew, yeah, Flanders Classics wasn't happy about how, and they didn't understand how it could have been there.
Yeah, like
Because
the
it was there
location
for
of the furniture was like, how on earth? Like, what is it doing? Like in the
Yeah.
middle of the road. Like,
Yeah,
what?
Flanders Classics also had no idea how it got there. So it was a huge panic there, because how did it get there, and why did no one
Yeah.
stand there or did
And
anything to
but
make
the
clear
thing
it
is,
there?
like, if there wasn't a crash there made by it, I don't think that it would have been that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Because there was a crash, they feel the responsibility now more. But I don't necessarily think that if there wasn't a crash, that, like, I think it would have been just let go and be, oh, that was a close one,
Yeah, yeah.
But
I feel like Flanders Classics is one of those organizations who's like really, really focusing on like safety, and they also have like the Boplan things. And of course, I think that's one of the organizations who are really like determined to make races as safe as possible. I'm not gonna involve any other organizations because I fear some of them forget a bit about that. Those are all humans risking their life at some points.
You're just
But I
talking
feel
about
like Flanders.
just talking about Azul and their feud with Boplan. Come on, let's put it on the table. I don't get it why they don't use it still in 2026. I mean,
Yeah, I don't get a lot of things about EASO, so.
no, I mean, yeah, of course it's become safer and it is better and stuff like this, but at the time, the speeds are way higher. The racing is way more different than it used to be. Both women's and men's, both, So at the same time, it is an extreme sport. At the end of the day, things happen. Also, it is extreme. We voluntarily go out to do it. Like it's never gonna be safe, 100%. Like
no, that's
we
true what
can
you
make
say,
it
Laura.
better.
But you have Formula One, which is a unsafe,
Yeah,
well, how do you
okay.
call it? Extreme sport as well. But nobody dies anymore, or rarely dies anymore from Formula One. But every year we still have cyclists dying doing their job. That's
Also
I,
training.
yeah, I think that's crazy.
It is crazy. But at the same time, like, of course, in the training, you can't do anything if the car hits you from behind. Like, if you don't have, like, in Estonia, I don't have psychopaths. I don't have, like, also in Spain, I don't have psychopaths like this. Like in Belgium or Netherlands, especially. Like, when I go and train in Netherlands, I enjoy it a lot, because I know I'm safe on the psychopaths. But most of these places in Estonia, I can be a drunk driver in one of these forests. You never know. I know Estonia. I know the accidents that happen on the road, and in Spain also, the Spanish drivers really, blah, cloud, like, completely out of it when they're driving. Like, they are super slow, sometimes super fast, but they don't really pay attention, more or less. So I get it. Yeah, it is dangerous and stuff like this, especially if you're in the open traffic. It's always dangerous. Also with the car, it's always dangerous. So yeah, I mean, it is also a dangerous sport overall. Like, I think one of the most memorable was the Worlds in Zurich.
Oh,
I think
shut
that
up.
was
Yeah, I know. That was so unnecessary. That is so avoidable. I mean, this is a type of accidents or even deaths that I think, Laura, you can avoid these ones. You can never avoid a drunk guy riding into you on a training ride. That's
yeah.
that's
I
just
agree.
yeah, unfortunately the way it is. But like what happened to Muriel there, that was avoidable.
Yeah,
Like
that was avoidable, 100%.
yeah.
100%. And you know what pissed me off the most, I would say, was the next day. I don't know if we had a race or we rode there. I'm not really sure. The downhill was all forest. All forest. And you know what tree got the tape? The safety net? That tree.
Ah,
But there
yeah.
are hundreds of trees around us. Like, that was the most craziest thing to me, that they taped that tree like it's
Yeah.
gonna happen again.
Yeah.
It was a really unfortunate situation how she crashed, but
Yeah.
there's 1 in a million chance that somebody crashed the same way into the same
Yeah.
tree.
It's
I
like winning
think
the
that was
lottery
the
twice in a
craziest.
row. It's never gonna happen.
I think that was the main thing that really pissed me off the other day, what they did about it. Now, okay, of course they had the men on the corners, which was nice, but taping off that one tree, was really bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bizarre.
the main issue was not the crash itself. The main issue was like
No.
the 30 minutes after the crash that even nobody knew she crashed. That was the
Yeah.
main issue. I mean,
And we had the
Yeah.
who know?
GPS, no?
Apparently they didn't know where
Yeah.
she was, I think. So
Yeah, but in our race we had the GPS.
mm,
Maybe wasn't that like the juniors didn't have it, or
I think should have been like that. Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's just avoidable.
Yeah,
She was just laying there
100%.
30 years. I mean, how old was she? 17, 18? Ugh,
Mhm.
it's one of my
And
daughters.
it's not like it's not happening again. I think Tom
Yeah,
Pitcock also
Yeah.
had a super scary
Yeah.
crash, and he
was
was
gonna
also
say.
like, luckily I was like still like, yeah, I was still conscious, because if I wasn't, no one would have knew I was laying there.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we need to look at, because
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. I think so too, I agree. Yeah.
Well, heavy topic, but let's
Yeah.
let's round our hypothetical questions up with this one. Which impossible goal would you love to complete, or very hard? We won't say impossible, but like very hard to reach goal.
World champ, I think, is my road or time trial. For me, I would be happy with both of them, to be honest. I think having the stripes is one of the best things that you can wear throughout the year, no?
But
Last year's winner, super happy, yeah. Super happy that it was somebody that we didn't expect. Like, it's really nice to see. And it gives you hope. You know what I mean? It gives you a little bit like, ah, you know, even if you're not winning all of these races before that,
yeah,
like you can still win this race, you know? Like, yeah, I think it was I really
yeah,
loved it. Really loved seeing
yeah.
it.
I think it was such an impactful race, because I had Nadia Gontova on the podcast here last week with me as well. And at that point, she was recovering from iliac artery. And for her as well, that was a race like where she saw, oh my God, I can come back. And even if I am not a Lotte Kopecky or an Elisa Longo-Borghini or whatever, I can still win big races. I think in that sort of sense, Worlds last year was for a lot of non-top riders, like the few 10 best, let's say, a super impactful race.
Yeah, it was super nice to see.
Well, let's get back to some more racing tomorrow. So this race will already have been finished when you listen to this podcast. But Flash is happening, so we're not gonna talk about it too much, since you can only check if we said wrong things or right things. But yeah, looking forward to see max 2 hours of live coverage of all races this week. Because we will have max 1 hour of both Flash and Liège. So yay! So depressing.
Uh-huh.
But after that,
because the girls ride
it's so
bikes
sad.
too. That's so cute. Just give them 1 hour of coverage.
Yeah,
That's nice.
but I
You
have
know
my
what?
spray paint. Yeah.
I was in training today, and there was like somebody's dad, you know, started talking to me, and we were riding up the hill, and then he said, "Oh, you know what? I really love watching women cycling. It's so much more fun." And I was like, "You are correct, sir. Yes, it is." You know, it was super nice to hear from. You know, it was like just somebody just like cycle. You know, it was like I'm in Spain. You know, and him saying it, it was super nice to hear. And yeah, we talked about races and stuff like this. So yeah, I just wanted to say that's you know, women cycling is sometimes more exciting. Most of the time,
Yeah.
more exciting.
I think on Sunday we have Pogacar, of course, competing with the men's race. I think beforehand I would maybe prefer to see an hour more of the women's race and an hour less of the men's race. I think the coverage already starts before 1 or something of the men's race, and they finish around 4 or a bit later. And then the women's coverage, but that's not live coverage because I remember last year we saw like 33 kilometers of Liège. So hopefully they do at least a little bit better. But yeah, it's ISO again, and for Flash it's also ISO. But we also had Amstel, and that's not ASO, and it also sucked the amount of coverage we got. So yeah, anyways, I have my chalk spray paint. Of course, always do some spray painting and LBL. And let's just say ISO will find a friendly reminder that we also like to see the women's races. But to be continued. So about Flash, if we see something of it, the field is nice. It's not as super great as in LBL, but still not many big names are missing. We have Vollering, Pieterse, like Vollering's whole star team apart from Koch. Nivea Doma is there, Lippert, Fisher Black, Ferrand Prévost, Van der Breggen, Valieres, Moolman, Secret Hogshead, Julie van der Velde as well. Cool. Probably means she will do Liège as well. Always nice to see Julie at the race. Paula Blasi, she just keeps on adding the races to the schedule. Fresh off she rides. Nadia Gontova is riding as well. Then I think Trinka Colonel is maybe one to watch as well. Perikitko from She Rides is also racing. I think that are some of the, yeah, of course you like basically almost whole their team is like to watch. Like they have Garcia as well. Skiban, also cool to see what she's coming, what she's gonna do here in the Ardennes. So yeah, excited. It's like such a like typical race, and so it's always exciting to see who's gonna do well. I'm putting my cards on Nivea Doma because I would like to see it happen, and she seems to be on a roll after her crash in Sanremo again. So would be great.
I agree, Saar. Yeah. And it's like with Flash, that's one of those races. There's not a lot of girls, or even the men is the same thing. I mean, no offense to women cycling. That's not what I mean. But there's not a lot of women that are just like, not a lot of the peloton that is like made for this Muur effort. It's like the 6 to 8 minutes effort. There's only a small part of the peloton that really is like favorite in these kind of races. I mean, I think the field for Liège is way bigger than you have for this kind of race like Flash. I mean, like you said, you have Puck Pieterse, of course. Even Demi is not 100% the favorite for me. It depends on her form of the day because she can, yeah. Nivea Doma, of course. Fisher Black is someone who can do that. But besides that, yeah, it's not a lot of people who have that.
She, of course, is the queen of Flash. Do you see it happening this year?
No, not anymore. No, not anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it seems hard to me as well. But
Yeah.
that was a cruel no.
Yeah, she can't sustain this type of power anymore, or the level of the peloton has become better than when she was like 5-6 years ago. So I don't think she can hold that effort anymore to take the win. And of course she's gonna win then, Flash, and I'll look completely like ridiculous on the next podcast, of course. But my opinion is I don't think she has that. So yeah, I hope Nivea Doma as well, or Fisher Black. I mean, come on, that was my hot take for the season. So she needs to show up then. It's about time. We're entering. We're the end of April. Come on, Neve. Poke.
What are your thoughts about Flash?
You know what? With all the races that I've been, I don't even. I mean, Paula winning was crazy. You know, you get so excited when somebody like that wins. That is not like, Demi's gonna win. You know, like I really would like to see. I don't know if I'm necessarily like cheering for Nivadova, but of course it would be nice for her to win. Like from the crash, you know, also coming back and stuff like this. But I would like to see someone also like, be in the game that we don't expect. I think it's so nice to see. I always enjoy watching those races way more. Like to see someone out up there that you don't expect. Like the feeling when Wout van Aert won Paris-Roubaix was crazy. Crazy, with all the bad luck he's had. Everyone, all the cycling world was cheering for him. For him. I think it's like that emotion that I get more, that's more memorable cycling that I love. So I don't really necessarily cheer for anyone in the cycling. I always find inspiration like from those type of races that I love to watch,
Yeah.
So
Just gonna drop one more name. What about Franck Prévost?
yeah.
That's for Sunday, Saar. Liège.
Yeah. Think it's nice to see her maybe win something again.
That sounds that sounds weird, Laura. Yeah, it would be nice to see Pauline from Prévost win something
win,
again.
like be
I mean,
at the top again, be in the mix again. I mean,
yeah, I get
in
what
that
you mean,
sense.
but it sounded like, finally win
I was in
something.
my-
Come on, girl.
I was in my head. I was
I get
thinking,
what
how
she's
do I phrase it? It's also not my first
No,
language.
I
so
get it.
I was
No,
like-
no, don't worry. It just sounded funny. Like, come on, girl, win something. I mean, it would be nice. No, that's of
But I
course
think
not
she's
what you
super
meant. We
sweet.
know.
She looks super sweet, and I haven't raced with her actually, but I think no, I don't think so. But also a rider that is like a little bit low key, even though she won races last year, but still low key, like she's like out there somewhere, she's a little bit like, I'm doing my own thing in the dark.
Mhm.
You don't see her necessarily, I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's why it's nice to
Okay.
see what Chabert is gonna do as well. She's one of those types as well that you say like, oh yeah, I like you. You're the type of rider that's fun. Like she's like, yeah,
But
I
the
don't
only
know. She's
thing that
like,
holds me from that is she's FDG. She's already won a race, and FDG wins everything these days. So preferably not FDG, if that's okay. Like we had this one picture, where they had like the cobblestone of Paris-Roubaix, and then they had the trophy of Strade and the Tour of Flanders, and I was like, oh. How unfair is life? Like just all these beautiful trophies on one story. So I was like, yeah, preferably
Yeah.
not FDG, maybe.
Yeah.
On to Liège. Yeah, it's we have a bit of the same names, I think, plus Lotte Kopecky. Okay. I don't know if you if we will see lots of different riders added to it. We also don't have a complete start list. But I think we will have some sort of the same field there. So yeah. What are your thoughts, Kristof? Are we gonna see an obvious win with like Vollering doing a solo like in Tour of Flanders? Are we gonna see a scenario like we saw last year? Or are we gonna see a complete outsider take it again?
let's go not for the obvious win, Saar. Let's make it nice. Like
Yeah. I'm here for it.
yeah. Like something like Noemi Ruek or Elise Chabet, even though she won already this year. I mean, those types or Puck finally.
Or Lotte. Lotte is an underdog for this race.
Or Lotte.
Okay,
Well, whatever makes you happy.
With like pain in my heart, I'm not gonna give her the 3 stars for Sunday.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Sorry.
That's a first
I
this
gotta
season.
be honest. I'll give her 2 stars, but like,
Ooh, ouch.
yeah, it hurts. But maybe maybe manifesting is not like the way to go here. Although I still will predict her, of course. But maybe like from the underdog role. But for sure, she's an underdog. So also a nice underdog win. No, I think it will be hard. But the only thing I'm betting on is like maybe FDG won't make the race as hard as they did in Amstel because they yeah, they fucked the race up for themselves by beginning from the start. So if they now wait a little bit longer, that could maybe benefit. But like it's choosing for FDG. Or they guess and they hope Demi is good enough to do a solo and she doesn't need any teammates anymore. Or they guess, make it a little bit less hard, keep it for the final, and some fast riders are able to return. So that's the question. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I don't want the obvious favorites. I don't want it. No, don't do it. Yeah, I'm just thinking Wemiruweg, Chabet, Peters, Paula Blasi setting stuff on
Hogsheads.
fire. Tyrell Jurgensen in the breakaway of the day. Let's just do it. I mean, yes.
My favorite teammates. I can't say it. But she's really close to my heart.
Well, she's probably not going to win, but come on, give her the early breakaway. Give her some TV time. Well, no, not the early breakaway then, because she's not going to be on TV.
Yeah, it's not going to be it, I'm afraid, Kristof, but...
Damn it. But I mean, anyway, just give her some PCS mentions on pro cycling stats for the early breakaway then. And that little red shield, that's together with Sigrid, like Coop Hitec in the attack.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But hey, if Sigrid can get in the attack and like in an early break, that would be cool. Then I think she can keep following for a long time. And it's one of her favorite races, so cool. And if I really get like a wild card, put Julie van der Velde as well in the breakaway. Maybe just everyone of She Rides. That's fine of me for me. I don't mind. No, it's nice for us She Rides to watch these races because we have a lot of strong climber types racing them. So always cool. Yeah. Do we want to start with predictions or stars?
You can choose.
What is stars? What is stars?
Let me
first what is stars?
We'll begin with the predictions. And so we predict the 1st, the 5th, and the 10th. So if you fail, it's not too bad because it's quite hard to get that right. So I can start. So first, I will say Lotte Kopecky. Surprise. 5th, let's do whatever, Paula Blasi, and 10 Sigrid Hogsheads. It's like put all the bias together in one prediction.
Okay. Well, then I go for 1 Noemi Ruek. 5 Lotte Kopecky. And on 10, Kasia Nivgadou. It's like the group of favorites is too late.
So you're gonna let Ruek go?
Yeah. But don't be pissed if I don't give her 3 stars. I mean, come on, don't judge me then. It is something completely different.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Do you want to go now?
Yeah, but I still don't get it. Am I blonde?
So the first place, number 1, number 5, and number 10.
Number 1, number 5, and number 10. Okay. Let me give me a sec. So, number 1, I would like to see Petersen win. I would really love to see that. 5th, I would also put maybe I put 5th. Oh no, maybe wait. Paula Blasi, 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And 10th, Lippert.
Okay,
I'll do it like that.
Good. So now we have something else. We have our stars. So we have like 3 stars for your personal top favorites. Then we have 2 stars. There you need to find 2 names. We get 2 stars. And then 1 star for 3 riders. So 3 stars is, in your opinion, the biggest favorite. And then it goes down like that. And then you also give a wild card. So someone that doesn't really make it into like the stars of the race, but like you feel can get a good result.
Okay.
Be careful, because Saar can be judgy about your wildcard pick. Trust me.
Yeah.
Marlon Reusser is not a wild card. I'll say it again. Marlon Reusser does not count as a wild card. But Kristof, you can just start.
Okay. Yeah, the stars should be pretty boring, shouldn't we? So like 3 stars
stars
for
are more boring than the prediction.
stars are more boring, yeah. Like 3 stars for Davy Vollering, 2 stars for Nivea Doma and for Lotte Kopecky, and 1.
Good.
Yeah, well,
Really?
just to please my co-host. And 1 star for Chabech, Puck Pieterse and Noemi Ruik. And my wild card. Oh no! No! I forgot Paula. She's gonna be pissed at me then. Oh, and I cannot pick her as a wild card because
If
Saar will
Paula makes
definitely.
it this far in the episode, by the way, because
Oh, wild card. Kristen Faulkner.
I'll go now. By the way, super sad to see that Shakira also needs to miss out on the Ardennes. Wanted to mention that as well. So 3 stars with pain in the heart, but maybe I jinxed it this way. Demi Vollering. 2 stars are Lotte Kopecky, and I actually also want to do Nia Doma, but then it's exactly the same. Let's say Ferrand Prévot. 1 star for Nia Doma, Pieterse and Paula Blasi. At this point, doesn't matter anymore what we do. And then wild card is gonna be Femke de Vries.
I was gonna put the stars like Kristof because the main competitors now at the end of the day it's the logical, I would say, way. And then the wild card, I'm thinking I'm between Ashley Moolman because she is still there in a way, you know, like
also 11th, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
Or our world champ.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
As a wild card. I think I can have 2 wild cards.
Sure. Okay, I'll put the 2 on the graphic.
You're never this nice to me, Saar. Come on.
But we need to show she wants to come back, right? So, yeah, no, nice. Excited to see what's gonna happen. I feel like there are a lot of like outsiders, which could make the race very interesting. But we could also see maybe because of Paula did such a great effort there that the favorites will be like very focused on not wanting to let too many people go. Yeah, but will probably be an exciting hour of live coverage of a moment.
Yeah, 45 minutes because we have the pre-race interviews first, of course.
Yeah, but like it will be an hour if the women are on like the slowest racing schedule.
Don't drive too fast. Go slow.
We might get half an hour of racing. That's enough, right? To see like.
A win is a win, Saar. That's all what matters. It's just we just need to see the finish line. What's the fuss about 80 kilometers? Like, well.
We might round this episode off here because we're at 2 hours right now, so it might be time to close this one off. Well, we skipped a lot of questions, so don't be surprised if we ever get her back on the podcast just to to complete this one. But no, super nice to have you on. Yeah, nice to hear all about McDonald's motivation. And
it's gonna haunt me, isn't it?
You see, Saar, Team Hitec Products, fluid control guests, always spot on.
Yeah.
No, it was super nice to join you guys. I really enjoyed the predictions and stuff. I've never done it, also. And it was nice to talk with you guys. And I really enjoyed it. It was nice. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Laura.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a wrap for episode 71 of She Rides. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the ride.
Absolutely. Women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
And follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates and more.
Thanks to Laura for joining us today, and don't hesitate to share your questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
And stay tuned for more exciting guests. Tag She Rides podcast on Blue Sky, and She Rides is powered by Cardiac Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Rides, where women's cycling takes the lead. Keep watching the fun. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.